Hi, I'm Jonathan Ward. I'm a PhD student at the University of Birmingham. I'm in civil engineering. I prefer to think of it as civic engineering, so I'm thinking about the wider role of cities in the future. My sort of subtitle to what I'm doing is Future Cities as if Citizens Mattered. So what I'm trying to do is put citizens into our thinking about future cities, thinking about who and what they are, how they will be in the future, and what causes them to become citizens and the relationships they have with each other and with the city and its infrastructure. So the reason I want to look at citizens in the future is that a lot of work is going on in cities around the world to respond to some really important challenges, looking at the trends, the drivers, but also the aspirations of cities. But there's a critique that says we're not thinking enough about citizens, and they're ultimately at the heart of cities. They make cities. And cities have to be considered as unique, complex, chaotic, wonderful places. And so I want to give a grounding to how we think about this process called foresighting that respects those attributes, but also thinks about citizens as emerging from other processes, to think about the things that cause things to happen. So the hidden layers, the structures, the mechanisms. So I'm going to be reviewing some of the processes in foresight and giving a theoretical grounding using something called critical realism. So by using critical realism, I can address some of those challenges about how we think about the cities and about citizens. But importantly, when we think about the future, it says we can't predict the futures, particularly around things that come from citizens. You have to look at the mechanisms. So we understand how those mechanisms that create all the events and behaviour we see might change. So after I've reviewed and given a grounding to the foresight processes, these workshops where we look at the future, I'm going to be developing a conceptual tool and running workshops with and without this conceptual tool, with citizens and experts, to get thinking about citizens into the city visions, to see how that changes them, and then see the response to how we can unpick what a citizen means. By doing this, we should challenge the relationships we have between the citizen and the city, what we mean by citizens, and then start thinking in the future how technology might be introducing not only new relationships, new forms of behaviour, cognition, how we think, work and play, but also new actors potentially in cities. So by doing this, as well as challenging how we do things currently and putting citizens at the centre, we should get better city visions. That's the aim. Test them, make them more aspirational, make them respond to citizens and how they change the future. So hopefully it's the missing piece in order to get to a livable city.